have been thinking I would know what the future bring, all the highs and lows. Said I'm gonna win, though the world might spin. Now I'm sitting here like I'm no one. It rains down on me, all the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way.
Today we're doing what I eat in a day, and I am focusing right now on my microbiome gut healing and doing a total gut reset to help me overcome some of the damage I did on vacation. So a few days ago I uploaded a vlog, what I eat in a day, and on that vlog I was following food freedom, doing OMAD, fasting 23 hours a day, eating whatever I want. But since then, I got back the results of my latest microbiome test. So I get my microbiome tested to find out what my body needs for foods. I don't follow a diet. I don't follow anyone's one-size-fits-all plan. I just follow what my body needs at this moment to heal and to be my own best self. So the foods that came back on this recent test revealed some things for me to focus on healing round 2 for me. Now, if you guys have been following along, you saw that I healed my microbiome after a long duration keto diet, did a lot of damage. I lost a ton of weight that had been stuck on for years once I healed that with myself. Then I went on vacation, drank a ton of alcohol, and did a lot of damage to my microbiome once again. And now here we are working on round 2 of healing my microbiome. Okay, so it's really important for me to heal this before focusing on fat loss, because if I jump straight to fat loss, what happens is it's like swimming upstream. It's like your body cannot lose the fat if you're in an inflamed state or if there's something going on. So anyway, healing my microbiome is my very number one priority right now, and I'm gonna combine that with intermittent fasting, but I'm changing my fasting schedule around. So instead of fasting 23 hours a day, I am now trying to split it up into 2 meals so that I can get more of the foods in that my body needs and my microbiome needs. So I'm doing 2 meals, but I'm still in a shorter eating window. So my eating window has been around 3 to 4 hours right now, but it can go up to 6 to 8. That's my goal, okay? So as of now, I've been fasting around 20 hours a day, and I've been having that 4-hour eating window, but I've been having breakfast as my first meal and then lunch. So my goal is to just focus on those 2 meals and still no longer have dinner, because dinner and eating at night doesn't allow my body to get that rest and restoration that it needs when you stop eating like hours before bed. So my goals right now are eat foods for my microbiome, focus on my enjoy list, my superfood list, and stay away from the foods on my avoid list as much as possible. Also, give myself 4 to 5 hours before bed of closing my fast, so fasted time. For me, this will likely, my fast will close out by 3 p.m. every day. Sometimes earlier, it can go a little bit later, but my goal is 3 p.m. I've got that 4-8-6 eating window depending on the day, what I feel like. In this season that I'm in, and a lot of you guys, you'll comment in different videos like, hey, I thought you were doing plant-based. Hey, I thought you were doing this. What is this food flexibility? You got to understand, like, I do not do the same things every day. I change it up based on where my goal's at and what I'm trying to achieve in this moment. So sometimes I'm eating mostly plant-based. Sometimes I'm eating meat, which these days, every day I'm having meat. So either chicken or salmon or turkey. Those are the foods that are on my approved list for my microbiome. But right now, my primary goal is to heal my microbiome. The unlock to the next stage of that goal will be fat loss. If I achieve any fat loss within the process of this, great, but that's not my primary focus. Yes, I will be in a calorie deficit, but it's okay if I'm not in a calorie deficit. It's okay if I'm at maintenance, because like I said, I want to get in these superfoods and these really good foods for my microbiome to get my body into a place where I've got a powerhouse of microbes in my stomach connecting the gut-brain axis, helping me achieve my goals and also unlocking ultimate health for me. That's my goal. Now, I could continue on fasting 23 hours a day, eating whatever I want, food freedom within that hour, and just continue going on like that and maintain where I was. But if I want to get to the next level, I'm going to need to make some changes, which for me involves healing my microbiome once again and just going through that entire process, because I didn't realize the damage. Really, alcohol does so much damage. And I knew it, but I didn't think it would have such a wide impact on me. And in the last vlog you saw, I was talking about how I love Chinese food. So I'm eating Chinese food for my one meal. And if you didn't watch that one, go check that one out. However, when your microbiome is in a state where you've got a overwhelming variety of good gut bugs, what happens is typically you don't have cravings for those types of foods. So that's just an example of, yes, I can eat that food and maintain my weight or even lose weight as long as I'm in a calorie deficit. That's an example of a signal that my microbiome might have some dysbiosis. So this is one of the reasons why I retested, because I knew, because I did the damage on my vacation, that I needed to find out and get an accurate list of what foods my body needs in this moment. So I got that list. I've got it ready to go. If you're curious to see what's on my approved list, what's on my avoid list, I'll put it up over here so that you can kind of see. My enjoy list is very large. So that's where we're at right now, and that's where I'm just taking you guys on a journey. It starts with the gut healing. Heal the gut. Everything else unlocks for you. Don't keep spinning your wheels doing the same thing and expect different results. It's constantly an evolving and a changing thing, right? There's going to be those times where I'm like, food freedom, this is what I feel like eating, I'm gonna eat this. But me having breakfast and lunch now and doing early time restricted eating, super, super important. This is what I love about it. Breakfast and lunch, my breakfast is solely focused on trying to get as many of those foods that my microbiome needs to start like really encouraging the overpopulation of the good gut bugs. And by lunchtime, I'm already pretty full. So whatever I eat at that time, I have a better chance of making good choices with healthy, nutritious foods. And that's what I've seen this past week. So if you're new to intermittent fasting and you're like, okay, well, I want to do 16-8 fasting, do that. Start with 16-8. But try to get your meals closer together, because when your meals are closer together, like I said, if your first meal, the primary focus is getting the fiber, getting the foods for your microbiome, by the time you get to that next meal, you're going to be making different choices for that next meal. You're not going to be as hungry. You're going to be able to not feel like, you're just going to make different choices. So that's where I'm at with this whole thing. And yes, things change around here, and things change rapidly around here. One day I'm doing one thing, the next day I'm doing another thing, but all the things all lead to the exact same philosophy of fasting as the primary, the microbiome healing as the next thing, and food freedom as the other aspect of this, so that I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I can't have this or can't have that. I can eat any macronutrient I want. I'm not restricting my carbohydrates. I'm not restricting anything. I am focused on making sure I'm getting enough protein in my day. Just that's for overall health. So that's a little bit about that. Let's go on the rest of this day. I'll take you through from the beginning of the day, and let's walk through it together.
Yo, you ready? Pulling up now. Girl, get suited up. I'ma take you out, we can ride around, just the two of us. You my twin flame, ain't no doubt about it, we be two in love. From me, your club, I ain't pulling out, I'ma shoot it up. Cause you the one, shawty, you the one.
I like to eat my meals in courses. So this is meal number 1. I was 20 hours at this point. This first part of my meal is about 200 calories, 18 grams of protein. You can see all the superfoods I have here and enjoy foods from my microbiome testing. And this was perfect. And then I made some oatmeal, which I usually microwave for about 5 minutes. I take organic raw oats. Are they raw? Are they considered raw? I don't know. I think all oatmeal is raw. Anyway, I heat that up for about 5 minutes, and then I add some monk fruit sweetener to this, and then we're off to lunch. And so they didn't really have the best options here, so I kind of went with what I could, and I didn't eat all of the fries because I'm supposed to minimize potatoes. So I've been eating a lot less French fries lately ever since getting this new result back. Now, I wanted to make a superfood shake when I got home, so I really like this vegan shake, chocolate shake from Sun Warrior. If it's just mixed with water, it's kind of gross, but I found a way that I really like to make it, and that is by mixing it with my protein-infused ketones. And today I'm making like a mint chip variety, so I just add this to some ice and water and mix this up, and this helps me get in some additional types of foods for my gut bugs. But also having ketones in the afternoon helps with cravings later in the day. And so I add this with my probiotics and prebiotics that were also made for me from the test that I took, and shake this up, ice and water. You can see all of these amazing different things that it has in here, so it really helps me pack a little bit more in there. So I will put the link in the description from Amazon if you're interested in that. And I also have samples of the ketones in all the different varieties. I'll put that link in the description as well. I would like to mention that anything that you see me do, probably the link is in the description, including the microbiome testing. You do that at home. So I do have a link for you with a special discount for that as well. Now, 5 p.m. rolls around and I'm about to do a workout. So I mixed up some decaf nat ketones, shaken with ice and water. I added this to my total calorie count for the day. My day broke down to a little less than 1,500 calories. I was on point with everything. The only macro I'm really concerned about is protein, and as staying under my calorie balance, which for me, 1,600 is my maintenance level. So anything under there is a deficit. And remember, I'm right now focused on gut healing, so a deficit isn't the most important thing for me. Now let's move on to the next day. So little bonus for you guys, we're doing 2 days, what I eat in a day, 2 days. And this day started just like last, and pretty much every day. I do black coffee with ice, and a lot of times I'll dilute it with water because black coffee, you can do that. You really can't do that if you do cream, but if you find black coffee to be too bitter, that is a hack that works well for me. So I add cinnamon to this, and I use a straw to keep those pearly white teeth glowing white and bright. So while I get ready, let's just talk a little bit about fasting and some things that make it easier to do. And I think the number one thing is staying busy and just creating a routine. So as you saw this morning, I brought Clara to school. That definitely helps to stay busy and to keep my focus on my activities and not necessarily food. But at this point, it's literally autopilot for me. But I can remember in the very beginning, it was so hard to get through the morning hours without eating. And so for me, I think staying busy is probably one of the best things that you could possibly do. But in addition to staying busy, and then also like meditation and mindfulness, drinking the black coffee does help as well, and water as well as ketones can help if you find that you feel hungry or like you feel like you need to eat something. That can help you train your hormones so that you can get past that. So this red light therapy that I do on my head has made such a dramatic difference because I started losing my hair when I was 17. It started getting really, really thin. My grandmother lost, like, she was basically bald by the time she was like, I think 60. So it's a hereditary thing, but it's grown back so much since I started wearing this cap, and I've been wearing it for a couple years now. But if you want to see my before from what it was before I got the cap, and it was an investment and I was scared and I was like, but it was also my last ditch effort before I thought about something like hair follicle replacement and that sort of thing.
I'm just grateful that it actually worked. So that's why I wear this cap every day. It's 6 minutes, one time a day. This video is not sponsored by them at all. I bought this myself, like everything else. I don't take sponsorships. I've never once been paid to promote or share a product on this YouTube channel or ever. I have affiliate links. I don't have one for this, but I have affiliate links which allow me to earn commission on the things I love, but I've never partnered, and I did this specifically because I never wanted to feel like I was bringing you guys something that had like some sort of biased opinion. Like I wanted to be able to share with you the things I love, and this changes over time. Sometimes something I love, maybe I love it at one point, but I'm not going to love it later on. If I'm locked into some brand deal, I have to still share it. So I never wanted that. So this channel was never, the goal of this channel was never to monetize. It was to give value and to be able to literally share my life and my purpose and what I love. So that was random, but 6 minutes I wear this. Usually I put this on and then I do my makeup. And then I also, because I don't know if you guys have been following me on Instagram, but if you have, you would have seen that I'm getting my tooth. This tooth is a cap because I had an accident when I was younger, like around 13 years old, and it was a babysitting accident. This tooth was broken in half, and so ever since I've had a fake tooth on there, a crown, and the person who did the last one 8 years ago, she didn't do the right size, and so it's not fully attached, so liquid can get behind there. It's just not a good, thing. So I'm getting a new one put on, but in the meantime, I want to make sure I get my teeth as white as possible so that when the new one's put on, because you can't whiten those crowns once they're on, so I actually did get these whitening trays measured for my teeth. Oh, it goes this way. And so yesterday I put them on for the first time. It's so crazy. They go on. I don't know. I can't really put them on like this, but they go on and they've got like this whitening gel. I get it from my dentist. I've had my teeth professionally whitened before, but this so far has been a great experience because the professional whitening, I was so sensitive after it, like it hurt so bad. This so far hasn't hurt at all, and so I just wear it an hour, 2 hours a day while I do other things. So that's a little bit about that. If you're curious, I do have a video where I share more about my hair loss experience and how I've grown my hair back. I also use some products like this, like a CBD made for hair growth. I use their shampoos and stuff, so I've been doing that all along as well, but that's a little bit about that. All of the makeup that I use today is from Amazon, so I will put the links below. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll show you guys what I do for my hair. So you can see my my part is, still wider than it should be. So just like how I fill in my eyebrows, I also fill in my part. And over the years, I've literally perfected this method because if you do it wrong, it looks, and you could probably see in past videos and photos, like where it's like I have no part at all, and that's like not natural. It's so weird. So I take this Gray Away magnetic root touch-up powder, and I just use a brush, like for makeup, like a makeup brush, but a stiff bristle one, and I do this. So basically I just fill in my root, but I make sure I still have a part. Okay. And then I use this, which is hair building fibers, and I just lift my hair and I just fill in like the main parts that especially the back of your head. You ever notice how like the back of your head sometimes can have like a really big part, and some people that's where they thin, is just like on their crown of their head, and you just use these fibers to just fill it in. You don't even notice it. So I make sure I get my part back there, but especially right here for me. Okay, so that gives me thickening. Next, then I part my hair across the back here, just to add that extra volume of just one layer. Too much. I've found like if I do multiple of these, I feel like it's too much. Again, I got this on Amazon. Crazy. And sometimes I'll flat iron it all and just do it all straight, and sometimes I'll use the curling iron. Today I'll do the curling iron. So the next thing I do is I take one of these smaller pieces, because it comes with this too, and I'll just put one of them right here. And the reason I do that is because usually I wear my hair to one side.
I'm so tired of these late night talks, saying things that we don't mean, that we regret in the morning. Yeah, I just wish we could open up, be a little more honest. This is getting exhausting. Yeah, can't do one more night of having to sleep on the sofa. I just wanna figure it out now before it's over. I don't wanna pack my things and be ready to let you go, to let you go. But maybe it's too late to figure it out, to make it through. Maybe it can't wait, maybe it's time, maybe we're doomed. I try to pull you closer.
So I decided to make another meal like yesterday for my first meal. Now I bought some new salmon, and it's early, and it's been so much fun having this wider eating window. I actually really enjoy it. I thought I really liked having the really short eating window because like it allows you to literally eat whatever you want, but I'm really enjoying getting in this like good, healthy food packed meal before lunch. Like it just changes the entire day's experience. I don't know, it's crazy. Anyway, I think over time it's really important to just do different things, you know? Like sometimes going a stretch of one meal a day is great. Sometimes going a stretch of 2 meals a day is great. You know, changing around your fasting windows is amazing, and I think this is what leads to even greater freedom and less stress about food.
All right, so I got this new dressing. I don't know if it'll be any good. Usually I actually love to put lemon on, like, especially the salmon. So freaking good. But my microbiome test told me to stay away from lemon and lime for a little bit until I get retested, but I can have vinegar. So apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, all really good things here. Organic. 2 tablespoons is 50 calories, so that's actually really, really good. So I'm gonna actually measure this. Usually I don't measure, I like eyeball things, but it's a little bit thick, so let me just stir this up a little bit more. But dressings, cheese, the high calorie things, I will measure. So just to make sure I'm not like, because it's so easy to just get an extra 200 calories without even realizing it. So this just helps me be a little bit more accurate, even though it's never gonna be perfect. So here we go, 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons is actually like a lot of dressing, so. So good. The crazy thing is, when you eat for your microbiome, all of a sudden you start craving these foods. The more foods that you eat the same things of, the more you're gonna have cravings for those things, because your microbiome starts preferring those foods. So if you struggle to eat healthy foods, that is typically a trigger and a sign that your microbiome might be off and that you need to repopulate with some good gut bugs to help you reach your goals. Everyone eats eggs for breakfast, right? Eggs and bacon for breakfast. But this, while yes, it's expensive, it's your health, guys. It's your health. So it's important. You know, there are a few things that you invest in life that give you a high return, and your health is one of those things that you will never get back if you lose it. So it's important to take care of your health. So yeah, smoked salmon is expensive, and there was a smoked salmon that was half the cost. I look at the back and I see it's full of all of these other preservatives and things. This one is more expensive, but the only ingredient is the salmon and salt. So I'm like, okay, this is the better option. And so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm eating. I'm never going to get to the end of my life and think, oh my gosh, I wish I ate a lower quality food. So instead of eggs, because I can't have eggs right now because it's on my avoid list of foods for my microbiome. So instead of eggs, I'm doing the salmon. I'm getting in, this is actually a very low carb meal, but typically I also have oatmeal. So I'll do a bowl of oatmeal, and I'll do that again today. So oatmeal is my carb, but oatmeal is a ton of fiber and is extremely helpful for populating the microbiome. So I do like to have oatmeal when I am focusing on a gut reset, as long as it's one of those foods, which it is at the moment, that came up on my microbiome test. You're not gonna know unless you test your own microbiome for yourself. So I would suggest, guys, get the microbiome test if you haven't, and if you have gotten the microbiome test, got great results, or even if you fell off track and then ended up doing some damage or something, you need to get another test, okay? You will know when it's the right time to get another test, but don't follow the recommendations of what your microbiome was 5 months ago, because that's probably not what it is now. When you reach your goal and you feel good, like the cool thing about the microbiome test is you can use it as a tool when you feel like you need it. You don't constantly have to keep retesting. Only do it when you feel like you need it. Like right now, I know I need a gut reset. So I retested. Now I have direction. Now I have a target. I'm not flying blind. I know what to do, know what to eat, what not to eat. It's amazing. So but I wish I put the walnuts on my oatmeal, not on this, because it's good on the salad, but it's better on the oatmeal. And I like this, but I need more vinegar, so I'm gonna put some apple cider vinegar on top. It's so good. The other thing, usually I'll put like goat cheese on here too, but goat cheese and cheese in general is on my minimize list, and which means, doesn't mean I can't have it, it just means you want to minimize it. So it's a possibility I'm gonna have cheese for lunch.
And here we go with another bowl of rolled oats. And this is one of my favorite things to do. I love it. And it's another thing that I love about having breakfast.
doesn't even make sense why I think about you. It was only one night, only that time, and it's not my style to be caught up in the middle like this. 'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now. And it could fade away, but it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you, and maybe I'll drown, but what can I do? And it would be alright to let me down, rather we try than let these feelings slide. So I'm gonna dive into you.
It doesn't even make sense why we try to fight it.
Thanks guys for watching this one. Hopefully you enjoyed today's vlog. If you would like to see more of these, put it in the comments below. I don't know if you guys saw, I have a new series, a podcast right here on this channel where we talk more about gut healing, gut health, intermittent fasting, all of those things. So if you're interested in that, you're gonna wanna check that out next. And I hope to see you in the next one.